Tennessee Titans fans, how about a little head coaching rumor on a Thursday afternoon? Sports Illustrated writer Connor Orr reporting this today. Check it out. Former Cowboys and Packers head coach Mike McCarthy is viewed by some as the front runner to become the Titans' next head coach, per Connor Orr. Worth noting that this same report from this same reporter also noted that there are some within the Titans organization who want someone younger than Mike McCarthy to be the next head coach. They want a younger voice in the building. So perhaps some differing viewpoints in the Tennessee Titans organization about their next head coach. So Mike McCarthy is a name that has been attached to the Titans really since even before Brian Callahan was fired. Mike McCarthy was viewed by many people as a name that makes a lot of sense for the Titans. The Titans organization is kind of in disarray right now. They have no culture. They have no stabilization. They seem to be topsy-turvy. And Mike McCarthy is the head coaching candidate this offseason who has experience. He won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers when he was the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of good times under Mike McCarthy. He's only been on the market for about a year. Last year, he and the Cowboys parted ways. He is a name that to me is among those that make the most sense for the Titans. He's an experienced coach who has had success, who can bring in a culture, who knows the ropes, has been there, done that, has experience with Chad Brinker in Green Bay. It is a name that makes a lot of sense. And I have been quoted as saying, if not Mike McCarthy, there's really nobody else that fits that mold for the Tennessee Titans. You know, you have some coaches who have been fired because things went south with other teams. You can take a chance on one of those. Or you have a first-time head coach. That's always a mystery. Mike McCarthy is really the only one that fits the mold of stable, been there, done that, tons of experience. We know he can coach because he's done it before. We've seen him do it before. He's really had success everywhere he's been in the NFL. So it's a name that makes a lot of sense for where the Titans are. And again, the Chad Brinker element, having a connection to Mike McCarthy, and his name's Mike. I mean, you know, if your name's Mike, you're already a front runner. If your name is Mike, you are already a front runner to be the Titans' next head coach or GM or something. But it is interesting that in this report there is, a belief among some in the Titans organization that the Titans need to go with someone younger than Mike McCarthy. They need to go with someone that is fresher, that might have better, ideas based on where the game is today. That's always appealing when you look at a Jesse Minter or you look at a Joe Brady or even a Cliff Kingsbury or somebody like that. Of course, Washington's performing horribly, so I don't know about Cliff Kingsbury. It's just a name that came to mind. But there's a lot of young coaches that, that's always appealing when you can get the young head coach that you hope can be the next Sean McVay, the next Kyle Shanahan, the next Dan Campbell, the next LaFleur, or the next Kevin O'Connell. Of course, you always want that guy. But my only question about the Tennessee Titans, based on where they are currently with such a young team, is that really the chance you need to be taking right now? Is that really the risk you need to be taking? Now, like I've said before, if you don't land Mike McCarthy, if Mike McCarthy doesn't want to come here or he goes somewhere else or whatever, who's the next option? Because everybody after McCarthy is either a fired head coach who's now a coordinator, first-time head coach, a young guy. Like, that's the only options outside of McCarthy. I mean, you can try to be intrigued by Matt Nagy or some of the offensive and defensive coordinators' names who have been thrown around. My brain is fried today, so I can't even think of any of the names, but you know who they are. Yeah, like maybe those guys can resurrect their career and do a better job the second time around, but Mike McCarthy is a much more safe bet than those guys. He's a much more safe bet than here's this coordinator who used to be a head coach but got fired. Like that's risky, right? That's more risky than Mike McCarthy. But I can also see how you might think Mike McCarthy's a little boring. You want somebody with some life for Cam Ward and for these young players They can have fun and kind of what Ben Johnson has done for Chicago. The problem there is no Ben Johnson in this coaching cycle. Adam Schefter said it a couple of weeks ago. There is no clear-cut Ben Johnson type guy who can go in and reinvigorate an organization like what Ben Johnson has done with the Bears. You don't have that in this coaching cycle, at least on paper. I mean, yeah, you could always hire somebody and they pan out and it's great, but at least on the surface, that guy's not there. So I think Mike McCarthy is the safest bet. I think he is a guy who makes a lot of sense for the Titans, and I absolutely see why he is viewed as a front runner. Again, his association with Chad Brinker, I think they're scared to go with another first-time young head coach because they got burned on Callahan. So you're going to just try another one? It's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see who they land on as the next head coach. What do you think about Mike McCarthy? Is that your guy? Tighten up, everybody.
I know what it's like when you're chasing temporary highs, and they never satisfy, and you're breathing but not feeling alive. But when he called me to live, he gave me something nothing else could give. He told me that I'm his, and it's insane, I can't explain how it feels. But just to know that he's faithful and he's in control, he's holding my hand and he ain't letting go. Just to say every day that I'm walking with Jesus, what a feeling, can't beat it. No. I'm glad he took my past, picked it up, threw it in the trash. So tell the devil that's around, 'cause I'm changed so I ain't going back. And just to know that he's faithful and he's in control, he's holding my hand and he ain't letting go. Just to say every day that I'm walking with Jesus, what a feeling, can't beat it, knowing every enemy has been defeated. How could I not believe it? Can't you see it? I'm free and he's a reason. He gave me everything I needed, and just to know that he's faithful and he's in control, he's holding my hand and he ain't letting go. And just to say every day that I'm walking with Jesus, man, what a feeling. You know you can't beat it. Can't beat it, what a feeling, yeah. Can't beat it.